Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are now with our life mastery consultant, Susan Lunning, and the Whole Health Way. I have to introduce you, but I have some good news. Your guest is actually here. Thank you so much for being here. Susan, would you mind introducing yourself? And of course, we'll bring on our friend Jeff as well.
Hello, everybody. I'm Susan Lunning, and I am the owner and founder of the Whole Health Way. And I have a special guest. His name is Jeff Schultz, and he's one of my clients. And we're doing some really exciting things to change the world right where we're at. And I would just love for Jeff to talk a little bit about maybe just how we met. That's an entertaining thing, but how we met and kind of what things, how things have changed since before he started coaching with me or before we met and after, and the kind of things that have happened as a result of that.
Perfect. Welcome to the show, Jeff. Say hello and introduce yourself to us today, please.
Okay, my name is Jeff Schultz, and I'm the owner, operator of Heroes for Home Care, which is a in-home care business. We basically have I always tell everybody we have three baskets of where our clients come from. One is Medicaid waiver from the state of Iowa. Another one's senior population, and the other is veterans.
Wonderful.
And we provide a variety of services from supported community living to respite to CDAC services. So, and when I say those things, those are more appropriate to people who understand the Medicaid world, but personal care services, ADLs, are most common that most people understand. And so we do assisted daily living skills with the personal care workers.
Oh, well, now the two of you are collaborating and doing a lot of work together now to help some of these veterans. Would Susan or Jeff, would you mind sharing a little bit about how the two of you are kind of working together now as well?
Yeah, well, Jeff, I'll let you take that on. I'm interested to, and everyone's interested in hearing your perception of what all this means. This is really amazing.
Actually, first off, to share that I have a strong faith, and through my faith, things have occurred in my life. In 2015, I call my life at that point kind of a Job moment, Job in the Bible, all the things that happened. Well, in 2015, I lost my son of 25 years of age, and he died of acute asthmatic bronchitis, and he died in our home, died in my arms. And so it was a challenge during that period of time, but I felt I needed to get back into things. And so I had a home health business. I was basically commuting back and forth from Milwaukee to Des Moines, Iowa every 2 weeks. I'd go up 2 weeks up in Milwaukee, come back a week. Then I'd go up a week, come back a week. So anyway, got rid of that business. And then I just felt like, hey, I needed to do this. And so I did. And then all of a sudden, in July of this last year, things exploded. So I went from like 5 clients all the way up to 30 some clients, and which would be like 700% growth.
Wow. During
that period of time, you understand, if you understand the business world, you don't want to sit here and do that for one thing, because it will eat you up. And so I'm sitting there going, I need a management team. I need a group of people that I can bring together, that can work together, that we can kind of start minimizing some of these things. And really, you're not minimizing, but you're collectively trying to manage a lot of the situations. And so it just happened that Susan was working with Heroes in the past. So she still had access to a practice management system that we used, and she was getting messages saying, hey, the person's not checking in. They're not checking in. They're not clocking in. They're not clocking in. So I think Susan was moved. She was coming back from a funeral in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe it was, right, Susan?
Yes.
Of her aunt.
Yeah.
traveling back, and she just said, I need to call Jeff. I just need to call Jeff. And so she called, and at the same time, I was thinking, I really need to find somebody. And so, short and sweet, we basically now have kind of formed a group of people who are our management team. We're adding additional people. Actually, we will be moving into some space at the end of February. So it is exciting. At the same time, when you have growth, you've got to truly keep it in perspective, because growth going one way can be not so much growth going a different direction, because things do happen and you got to be prepared. So I think we, as a team, and I call us as a team, Susan and a couple of other people, that I think we work well together. I think we offer different skill sets, and we're able to help in that process of managing this business. Now, in saying all that, I just feel like I picked good people, because Susan and I, like she was saying, I was involved in the Dream Builders program, went through a number of sessions with her, and then everything kind of got crazy. But anyway, and we are going to finish up. I got like 2 sessions left with her, so we are going to finish up, even though there's been a year in between. we still are going to finish up. But the idea is, you have a dream, you have a vision, and you go for that vision. You don't let anything stand in the way. You may slow down a little bit, but you continue on, because that vision is what you're after, and it's there. And as I said, my faith is what gets me through, and God is the center of everything for me. And so Heroes for Home Care, not only is it an in-home care business, we are looking at also developing within the business, become brain injury specialist agency. We want to really get into autism, but in doing so, we want to build our caregivers. We want to build them up. We want them to be, their thoughts are the same as ours, that we want to do our best, but we do it because we want to serve other people and taking care of them. And so that is our objective, and we want to take care of our caregivers. And I've done a number of things through the business where I help people out that are employees that are going through some rough times. I have one lady who has 2 young boys. They're twins. Her mom takes care of them, but she just had a problem. She didn't have enough gas to go to and from the different clients. So I got her 2 $50 gift cards, so it's never about the dollar. It is truly about, so when you look at heroes, the word heroes for me is, heroes is Sue, is the other people, my caregivers, but it's also my clients. The clients are heroes. I have a gentleman that I take, and another part to me, maybe a little different than other people that run a business, is I engage with my clients. So I was running behind trying to get here from a client in Pella, Iowa. And so I still feel very strongly, if I am going to understand what my clients go through every day, and what my caregivers go through every day, then I need to be a part of that. And I can't be a part of it if I just sit behind the desk. So I'm out and about. It is a struggle sometimes, because I have 6 clients that I do take care of. But I have a client that has cerebral palsy. He's in an electric wheelchair. And let me tell you, this young man moves himself out of that chair by himself, pulling himself up with the bars, putting himself on the toilet. It's just amazing to me. And every time I see him on Monday and Fridays, I say to him, hey, people don't know and don't appreciate what you do every day. And what you do every day is amazing, because most of us couldn't do it. So I take pride in those who we provide services to, and in return, I mean, this gentleman and I have a pretty good relationship. It's going to be tough, because I do need to probably put a CNA in there with him, only because I need to up, let go of some of the time that I'm doing that, because there's so many other things going on right now. So anyway, that gives you kind of an overview. And so Susan and I, we met one day in Panera's through LinkedIn. I found her on there. She found me, and we just
Aw.
connected and said, "Hey, you want to meet?" So we did. She had a lot of interesting things that I was interested in, because I am very much into the wellness, holistic health, because I believe there's a lot of alternative type approaches to medicine that we could capture each and every day, and that we don't have to be sick care. And that's kind of what we do nowadays. We do sick care. We wait till something happens and then we take care of it. And I do believe in the preventative side of things. And so anyway, that's how Sue and I met. And then we worked together for a while. And then there was a separation for a while. And then
Back together again.
God in mysterious ways puts us back together. She was thinking about it when she was driving. I just thought, oh my gosh. So anyway.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yes,
Thank you for
definitely.
sharing, Jeff. Susan, what do you
Yeah.
want to say to that? Thank you
Welcome.
for sharing your story. My condolences on losing your son, and I'm commending you on the work you're doing to help the lives of so many others. It can't be easy. So God bless you on that. Thank you. And
Thank you.
Susan, would you mind sharing? This is amazing. I'm so happy that you brought Jeff on. I'm glad you were able to make it.
Oh yeah, me too. And so that was beautiful to hear all of that. And what was really unique about a lot of this also is that my dream was to coach the caregivers, that was my role, that I wanted to enhance and invest and empower the caregivers, the whole health way, in their health and well-being, their love of themselves and relationships, their vocation, and their time and money freedom. And really, maybe come up with this just a small hinge, just learning something, a little tweak a small hinge that could open a great big door for them, to be able to create that work-life balance. And I'm not your average wellness life coach. And so I'm very different with that. So I'm going to be very interactive with the caregivers, and creating a program where they're in a structure of support with living from their vision. So I'm going to help them to create the vision of their life that they want to love living. And then we're going to create their vision and their vocation, and what they see themselves as producing for the company, and what does a hero mean to them?
Right.
So each one of us, we really do. We have all these unique skill sets, and we have each one of us. We're so unique, and we have this unique way of saying and doing things. And so, they can just be a hero. They're a hero in their own business.
Right.
And just really understanding the importance of loving themselves, and how worthy they are, and what they have to offer is so important. And again, that they are worthy. So this unique combination of bringing me in to a home care agency, because I've spent a lot of time working at home care agencies, and I did not feel that it served a lot of things well. And so this is a great opportunity for me to see how I can use my education and my experience and my love for people and transformation, and incorporating this in real time. They have a nurse. They have a registered nurse.
Hence, by the way, those that may not know, you're also an RN as well.
Yes. And so, normally with CNAs and caregivers, the RN wants to see me. Oh, the RN's going to come over and do the checkups and see how, and it just promotes such fear. And it's kind of like employee resource program on steroids. If they're feeling down and wore out, or they need support on something, they can come and see me, and then I'm going to help them activate some brave thinking tools and how they can, I'm going to be kind of their bridge on where they're at and where they would love to be. But in that space, like with all of my clients, we have where we are and where we would love to be. And I'm that structure of support of loving and believing in them and their dream until they believe in their dream and can take those steps. But when a lot of us have all these blocks, we've almost sealed our hearts off because we don't want to get hurt again, or we've been so angered that we don't want to break down those barriers. We want to protect ourselves. Well, we're actually, when we're doing that, we're keeping love out, and that includes love for ourselves. So that's what I plan on doing is we're going to have an orientation the end of February, and I'm, maybe do a little PowerPoint, but I'm going to stand up in front and I am going to share with them that I am their structure of support. And this is our leadership team. And we are here for you to invest in you. So you invest in yourself. And you know what the number one job of them really should be? Is them.
Yep.
That's their number one job. And their self-care is a part of their job. Yes, their self-care and keeping this work-life balance. A lot of times when we go to work for someone, or even if we start a business of our own, we don't do these other things that we love. We stop doing them because we think we have to work hard, we have to sacrifice, we have to struggle, we have to be stressed. That's kind of what the world has conditioned us for. You got to really work and sacrifice if you want any kind of success. And what is the definition of success anyway? So this can be easy. And so the thing that I would love to share with, along with that self-care, is that the realm of health and well-being has to do with self-care.
Yes.
And this is
one thing we all too often forget about.
Right. And this is the preventative,
That's right.
And this is where the alternative works a lot, because we don't get fed or empowered with the traditional ways, the way things are set up in our society. And especially as women, I mentioned this before, but, for 5,000 years, 500 generations, we've been conditioned to care for others before we care for ourselves. That's noble. And, you shouldn't do this for yourself, or you shouldn't eat that because, there's starving people in India, and then it's like, well, we'll send it to them. I mean, it's this guilt and this shame that we have when we take care of ourselves and we infuse joy into our spirit. And so, like I said, it has to do with self-care, and it's so important for all of us to find time for self-care and recovery. Like Jeff was saying earlier, is that, okay, the sick care, and then you go in there and you take care of them and then they have their recovery. Here's a novel idea. How about if you go through something, like a day of work or whatever it is, and you take time to recover. You don't dive right back into it. And see, that's what serves us. So if we can understand our, what's important to us, what we would love to do while we're here on earth, and create that by having our own balance and boundaries and a lot of self-forgiveness around all of that, because we feel guilty, or, all of these kinds of things. And so it's just as easy is to add this block in your calendar, and that is going to be designed to replenish your energy, and that will not only support us, but that's going to make it better for the clients that we serve.
So do you see the benefit package already?
Clearly.
Our benefits may not come in dollars and cents, but we want to empower our staff to feel good about themselves.
Mhm.
And by empowering them, in this day and age with healthcare the way it is nowadays, people are overwhelmed. They're stressed out. They are leaving and going elsewhere. And that's a sad thing because a lot of these folks have those skill sets that are needed and necessary to take care of people. And yet they're burned out. They're
Right.
burned out within 3 weeks time in a facility, what have you. So what we're really trying to do is kind of take things and turn it upside down and say, you
Yeah.
guys, before you go out and you take care of somebody and become a hero for somebody, you need to be a hero for yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to look within. And it is about empowering so that people feel good about what they're doing, as opposed to, okay, am I going to make the right amount of money so I get that. That's part of life. There's no doubt about it. You're never going to get away from it. But at least if you could put something else in front of that, that's more meaningful, then it kind of overshadows that dollars and cents. And it's about you personally and where you're at in life. And I Sue pretty well took care of what she does, but it is that's kind of where we're going to be different. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a movement, I really believe.
Yeah.
And if I could just share, this is what I would love to help activate in the caregivers and everyone on our team. So, we have the 4 domains in our life: the health and well-being, our love and relationships, our vocation or the expression of our gifts in the world, and our time and money freedom. We all have these 4 domains. Some of us may be bankrupt in the health and well-being, but we might be okay with some of our relationships. But in health, if you look at health, what I'm wanting to do, one of the important things that's so important for all of our caregivers and for all of us in this day and age, is I'm going to help support them to increase their immune systems and optimize their health on their terms, their care plan. We have the care plans for the clients, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm going to help them to craft their own self-care plan. And for their relationships, to help them feel connected, supported, and loved in the relationships that matter most to them. And we're going to create a community, so they'll have support there. And then with their vocation, they can be highly productive and harvest all these opportunities available to bring forth their full potential. And then time and money to discover how they can tap into this universal freedom and flow and access all the ideas and resources and support that they desire. We have all of that within us, and it's an inside out universe. So I just wanted to add that in. So thank you so much, Jill, for welcoming us on here.
Thank you for doing what you do, and your husband as well as a veteran, right?
Yes.
I mean, and my grandfather served World War II. My uncle served. So I commend you all and for what you're doing and to help those out there who really need our help. And I love this collaboration. So what did I read in the notes? Was it about February 26th? Is that
the orientation?
We're going to have our first orientation on how we do this. And, we're working on that employee handbook and t-shirts and the badges and the introductions and, all of these things. So I really have a lot of, I know it's probably hard to tell, excitement about this, because this has been my dream for a long time. And when I worked with Jeff on dream building and his vision, this is what matched up. And so we were always like I said, there was that time and space there, but I was continuing to work on it. And so was he. And then so it just worked out and everything lined up because our dream never changed. Our dream has never changed to empower the caregivers and invest in them. And so he had this opportunity to grow and expand. I was growing and expanding. And then it just all came back together and it just fits like a glove. And that's when we're dream building. That's why that that vision is so important because that's your GPS, because that's your passion. That's what you would love in your life. And, we get distracted, but as long as we're taking the steps towards our dream, our vision, it all works out. It all just does.
It does.
You got to just be you, because might as well everybody else is taken.
Very true. Great. So to sum up today's conversation, let's find out how we could reach out to you to get more information on this. And what else would you like to share, Susan?
Well, my business is The Whole Health Way, and you can go to my website, thewholehealthway.com/gift, and you can look at that video and learn and lean in and understand if this is something. Are you ready to take the next step to change your life, to transform, and have somebody that loves and believes in you to support you to live the life that you love? You can schedule an appointment, a call, or a Zoom, and we can find out what your vision is. We can unpack this, and we can see if we're a good fit or not. But you got to take those steps. You just don't want to have regret and what if. And so, Jeff, tell about your wonderful business.
Well, you can go to the website. It's heroesforhomecare.net. And there is information about who Heroes is. That's expanding in itself as we talk, because in a vision, maybe the vision, the core vision doesn't change, but things around it sometimes change. And so the website in itself will be changing as we grow too. And so, this is exciting. This is an exciting time. I've got some good people. And I think that's very key when you want to grow and you want to do exactly what that vision is. You got to bring people around you. Yeah, you can't do it all by yourself.
Good, positive, supporting people.
That's right. You will fall apart big time if you don't. And so I have a good team. And I say team, I always mean that I'm not the one, the head of the table. We have a circular table. Everybody is in a circle because everybody has input. And so it's an adventure. Where I'm at in my life, age-wise, to me, it is the most empowering thing that's ever happened. So it's something that I honestly enjoy every day I get up, because this is a thing that I really love to engage in. So
wonderful. Thank you. And in closing today, Susan, one more time, the website, please.
thewholehealthway.com/gift.
Perfect. All right, Susan, Jeff, thank you so much. Excited for this collaboration to start taking place. And thank you for enlightening all of our listeners and viewers today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Self-care. Let's remember that, ladies and gentlemen, right? It's there. But thank you again so much. Congratulations to the two of you. And thank you for doing what you're doing with the veterans. Really, it means a lot to so many people.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Jeff, Susan. Talk to y'all soon. And thank you again for tuning in, everyone. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.